Buenos dias, and wakey wakey on this lazy Sunday. Even though the markets feel right now, we're in no man's land. Nothing is happening, sideways, down, boring AF, market's dry, sentiment is low. Raul Pal is coming on and saying that we are still in the banana zone and is actually calling for an alt season. He's calling for an alt season where everything goes up. He's calling for alt season where everything goes up, which is then followed by a bigger consolidation, after which we're going to see the core winners of the cycle making new highs. And while we're just days away from Trump's inauguration, we're now seeing the crypto industry positioned to be really, really close with the Trump administration. Circle donating $1 million USDC to his inaugural fund. On the other hand, we see Brett Garlinghouse, CEO at Ripple, just getting off a dinner. This is literally from a few days ago, getting off the dinner alongside his CLO, Chief Legal Officer, Stuart Alderity. They just had dinner with Donald Trump. I think this cycle, crypto is just going to have such a big impact from politics, which also gets all the institutions and the big money in. And yes, we do have a bit of an oversupply on the markets with coins launching left and right, all these chains that have barely any activity, barely any users, barely any real products. But on the other hand, we're going to see a huge influx of new people that will get into the market, and also institutions, businesses, and organizations. So I personally think that this cycle, this upcoming bull cycle, is going to be the first one where we see true adoption for businesses and organizations and institutions from a traditional space. But personally, I believe that we're about to enter a true parabolic bull run the world has never seen. And then you will look back at the prices today and you'll think, why did I not buy? Why did I not position myself there? This was obvious in hindsight. In hindsight, it will be obvious. That's my personal opinion. We're also seeing Kenya making steps towards legalizing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Also, shout out Vinny from the Cito team. She's actually from Kenya and currently there. And I actually think that crypto is made for countries like Kenya. I personally used to live in Colombia for over a year. It's actually made for countries that do not have well-established and built out infrastructure, banking, and all these kind of things, because the people can then just go straight to crypto. They can just go straight to Web3. That's also something we've seen in El Salvador. And we're seeing more and more in Brazil, in Argentina, in Colombia, in Mexico, and also now more and more in African countries. Looking at the Cosmos ecosystem prices today, we're seeing everything going pretty much sideways, but on a very low level, except maybe for Mantra that is at around $4. But there's also some major announcement that we're going to be covering in this video later. But everything else is pretty much down bad from all-time highs. Akash at $3, Dydx 131, Tia below $5, Osmosis 45 cents, Dimension 121, Saga 126, Secret 43 cents. Those are all, in my personal opinion, big opportunities. Even if you go in the lower caps, right? Passage below a cent is crazy in my opinion. So definitely some more time to pick up your favorite coins and be best positioned for an, in my opinion, inevitable Cosmos season. We're currently seeing a major sentiment shift around Cosmos that started sometime in late last year after the ICF acquired Skip Protocol. And now we have Mac and Barry as the co-CEOs for Interchain Labs sitting at the steering wheel for Cosmos and fixing all the problems when it comes to fragmentation, no value accrual for Atom, high drama, a lot of infighting, a lot of kind of distancing from the Cosmos brand. They're working really hard on fixing that, and I think they're well qualified to actually resolve it. And with that, also establish a business model for Atom and position the Cosmos Hub core and center of the interchain. And he's saying actually that in the first half of this year, we're going to see a lot of progress on that end. I think even in this month of January, they're going to share their first ideas around making Atom great again. This is going to impact the reputation of Atom and also its trajectory for the 2025 bull run. Hopefully, Atom can re-enter the top 20, maybe even top 10 of cryptocurrencies. This is exactly what we need and deserve, in my opinion, also as an ecosystem after suffering for so many years since the Terra collapse, really. And Cosmos has always been praised for its strong tech, huge developer community, being ahead of the curve, one of the pioneers and innovators in crypto, but never really managed to accrue value. And this might actually change. This has been a big pain point in Cosmos for many years, but this might change in the first half of 2025. And I think you want to be positioned. That's also maybe why you subscribe to Crypto Cito, because this channel is focused on Cosmos since now 4 years. So that's exactly what we're doing right here. Now, one of the flagship Cosmos chains for 2025, leader when it comes to the tokenization and RWA space, is in fact a Cosmos chain, a Cosmos ecosystem chain. That is Mantra. Mantra chain launched their mainnet during Cosmoverse 2024 in Dubai last year, just a few months ago. And they just announced a major partnership with Damac, which is actually a huge developer here in the UAE, literally here in the Dubai Marina, which is where I'm based. I see Damac signs everywhere. Damac is just everywhere, one of the biggest developers. In fact, they also just announced an investment into the US data center infrastructure. So they pledged billion dollars to invest in data centers in the US in the coming years. And they just now have partnered with Mantra to tokenize some of their assets within actually the first half, it seems like, for 2025. So this is literally months away, and a $1 billion deal that is boosting Mantra's TVL when it actually happens, which is actually going to bring them closer to their goal of reaching $100 billion of tokenized assets by 2026, by the end of 2026. Right now we have $2.5 billion. Apparently there's another $1 billion deal that is not yet announced. The ones that were announced are the Mac Group $500 million tokenization project here in Dubai as well, and now another one here in the UAE with Damac, which also drives more credibility and opens up the race for other real estate developers here in the UAE specifically. And there's plenty of them, right? I think Emar is by far the biggest one. I'm sure this is now also on the desk for Emar, and maybe they also have conversations with them, right? And once I think they got Emar on board, they got Damac already, maybe Select Group and some others, then I think it's kiss and goodbye for Mantra to dominate the UAE real estate market. And that really is one of the biggest and strongest ones, and it's booming like crazy, right? And they have so many projects still lined up by also building out the Jebel Ali Palm Island, which is going to be actually twice as big as the Palm Jumeirah one. And they're also rebuilding or reconstructing the old airport, which is close to Jebel Ali. So they're basically building an entire new city here in Dubai, which is crazy if you think about it. So there's still huge opportunities, multi-billion dollar, probably 11-figure opportunities for Mantra. And this is definitely a very, very strong start for 2025. Obviously, you have to put aside the kind of airdrop stuff. I know a lot of people are very disappointed, including myself, in terms of how they communicated it. We're still getting the airdrop. March 18, we're gonna get our first 10% of the airdrop, and looking at the price staying so stable with the market going down and altcoins really bleeding is a strong sign for Mantra for this 2025 bull run. Now, another project that is about to go live is Babylon, and by go live I mean the Babylon mainnet and the baby token. I guess it's going to have the ticker baby. Babylon just announced a major rebrand, a full-on rebrand basically, that elevates Babylon's position. And Babylon is now a top, I think, 5 or 6 protocol when it comes to TVL of nearly $6 billion. Market leader when it comes to Bitcoin staking. They invented this category of Bitcoin staking, right? Same as Celestia invented the modularity category. And every project wanted to be modular aligned like a year ago. Now, Babylon invented Bitcoin staking, and everyone wants to be Bitcoin and Babylon aligned, right? So that's really Babylon. You can check out their website. There's a lot of things you can do here and learn and find out about the project, its backers, the ecosystem. We're also one of the finality providers with Cito, and we're also going to be a Genesis validator for the Babylon mainnet, hopefully. So that is coming soon. We're now in the final testnet phase for Babylon, and mainnet is around the corner. We also have an announcement by Babylon that is now building a bridge to Cosmos chains using Bitcoin ZK tech. And they actually have partnered with a project called Fiamma. I have not heard about that, but this is good to see more interoperability, and they're using BitVM v2 that would allow Ethereum-style smart contracts on Bitcoin. So that is another vertical, it seems like, for Babylon to enable more and more interoperability, and also good to see. Then we have Celestia, which been pointing out over the past couple of weeks because I think it's severely undervalued. I think TIA below $5 is a no-brainer to pick up at those levels. I personally still think that Celestia could reach $100 billion valuation by the end of this bull run, at this kind of pico top of the bull run. And what's important to understand is that Celestia is not a B2C chain. Celestia is a B2B chain, right? Or basically a C2C, right? Chain to chain. It's providing services to other chains with data availability, enabling more scalability and also security. In fact, Celestia secures $1 billion in value across 83 rollups and has 70% of market shares for the DA, data availability market of rollups that are currently live. And this with just 1 year in, 1 year and 3 months. So actually remarkable to see those stats. And they have a major event coming up also in February. So February 1st, the whole month, they have their Mammothon, which is their, I guess, hackathon. And remember that Mammoth's also now the flagship Celestia NFT collection. I hope you got to mint one. If not, even at those prices, I think, considering that there's probably going to be a lot of airdrops in 2025, and yes, the artwork is not a game changer, but personally still think it makes sense to hold one Mammoth, one Sloth, one Bad Kid, and maybe even one Mad Scientist. Those are really the NFT collections you need to hold in Cosmos, and there's a lot more. Also, for the new ones that are coming up, right? Barachain, Story Protocol, Initia, Movement, there will be more and more NFT collections, but those are the flagship ones that are giving out airdrops potentially to those that I just mentioned. Babylon might actually also have their NFT. You can see it here, Baby Long, which is also on the website, on the front page. So this might also be one that you could check out and claim your role on their Discord if you have staked your Bitcoin on Babylon. Those are all the action steps that you need to be taken. Now, another project that I'm very bullish on and have been for many years is the biggest position in my liquid portfolio alongside Hedera HBAR. It's always a flipping back and forth between the two. But AKT has been my bet for many years in the AI and compute space. It's been a defining year, 2024, with huge growth in terms of monthly spend on Akash. Actually, we crossed 300,000 in December of 2024. And this just shows strong product market fit for Akash Network as a non-financial use case, right? Most other projects that are generating revenue is from trading or from meme coins or from something else, right? That is related to speculating on cryptocurrencies. Akash has strong product market fit for their decentralized cloud, for their super cloud that is actually being used and is a real product, right? And the economics work, you can see it here. The revenue it generates for the AKT token, I think, is still relatively low. But on the other hand, it's important to see strong product market fit, and the economics and value accrual for AKT can still be refined and probably will be refined. But that's just something that is important to see. And they also now integrated ELISA by A16Z DAO, which is now officially live. We talked about it when the integration was announced. Now the integration happened. Now you're probably noticing by now that all these projects that I talk about are actually more fundamental projects, right? Mantra tokenizing real estate, Bitcoin enabling the technology for Bitcoin staking, Akash for supercloud, Celestia for data availability. And we have another one that is actually brand new and still in its early kind of launch phase, and that is Namada. Namada is a CK privacy project and is in its third phase, or about to enter phase 3 of 5. Phase 5 is when the NUM token is finally transferable and will have a monetary value. And right now we're about to enter the shielding party, which is going to enable IBC for their assets and also for shielding, right? So shielding basically means you can add privacy to your tokens on Namada. And the fourth phase is then going to be for activating shielding rewards. So you'll get rewards to shield your assets on Namada, and you will be incentivized to do so, which should drive their TVL. And those are the assets that you will be able to shield initially: Atom, ST Atom by Stride, Osmo, ST Osmo as well, TIA, and Injective I and J. And the fifth phase, like I said, is then going to be enabling IBC for the NUM token, and then probably also getting it listed on DEXs and hopefully also on centralized exchanges, which would mean more liquidity, market depth, and also new investors. But yeah, that's Namada, definitely one that I will also keep you posted. Same for Story Protocol, also close to launching. They just actually announced a partnership with AI project Allora Network. We do have a video planned for Allora Network and also for Initia and Barachain. Let me know if you want to have a full deep dive on Story Protocol, including their journey, the team, their background, the tokenomics, the product market fit, all these kind of things, and also explain the product as good as possible. Let me know if you would like to see such a video. But good to see them partnering. Allora is also a Cosmos SDK blockchain, by the way. So both Allora and Story are both Cosmos projects. Now, if you prefer reading than listening or watching, I strongly recommend you to follow us on the Cito Zone on Twitter. We're writing those reports and summaries of the major announcements on a weekly basis in Twitter form, and you can just unroll it also and have it as an article or see it on our website, cito.zone. Now, quick run of fire news as we round it up. Osmosis announced a new native and decentralized bridge for Doge. Doge Moses is coming. Actually, I personally think that Doge Moses should be its own meme coin on Cosmos with that mascot, and I think it's going to do really well. They should just launch it on StreamSwap, and I think it would be doing really well. 5 million FAT tokens were burned. We talked about it. That's currently worth $6.5 million. The first burn of probably more to come in the future. Then Nillion, another privacy and AI project that is going to launch mainnet in February. So that is coming, and maybe, hopefully, also will have an airdrop. Then we have Initia that is also on track to launch its mainnet. It was actually frozen just before Christmas, almost a month ago. Now I think we're going to enter the next phase, and you can mint an NFT if you participated on the testnet, which probably will get you an airdrop. So I still haven't done this, but I will do this right away because I think Initia is also going to do really, really well. Then we also have an integration and partnership between MilkyWay and Drop Protocol that are both basically liquid staking providers, but MilkyWay evolved now into a restaking platform and enabled restaking for D tier, for drop tier, where you're also earning MilkyWay points on a daily basis. MilkyWay also a project that is going to launch as a rollup on Initia, and also saw investment from Binance Labs. I'm also invested into MilkyWay. Same for Babylon and Nillion, by the way, but I've always been disclosing that ever since I made the investments. Now, finally, big announcement coming next week by Sad Story, who is the artist behind After the Filter and also Celestine Sloth. And if you look at the comments, we can see that JP, the founder and CEO of Mantra, has been commenting the eyes on this, so might be related to Mantra. I'll definitely keep you posted on that. And finally, we have Meisel calling all mad scientists to their community after calling all sloth, mammoth, and bad kit holders. And that's really what I mean. You have to hold those NFTs because they will get you the airdrops. If Meisel is going to be big or not, I have no idea, but definitely something for you to check out. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, your lazy Sunday. Continue doing your research. Don't get shaken out by the market. This is just business as usual. And the market wants you to get scared. The market wants you to be fearful and not greedy at times, where you should actually be greedy and scooping and buying as much as you can. Because sooner or later, you're going to look back at those times and think, why did I not buy? Why did I not increase my portfolio? Because in hindsight, it was obvious. I'll see you soon on Cito. Until then, stay safe and be good.